Welcome to my solar project. We're nearly done. I've been working on this for about a year, and then a few years ago I worked on some other stuff. And so now I want to do a series of videos to share what I've done with everybody. It all started about 5 years ago with I purchased a 30-watt panel at a boat show. The panel's nearly useless. I tried charging my phone with it and it wasn't very successful. I tried charging my van with it and it wasn't very successful. But it got me thinking. And I read on the internet that if you covered the island of Sicily, there would be enough electricity for the entire world. How cool is that? The Sicilians don't think it's cool, but the rest of us think it's cool. And so it started me on this search to think about what I can do. And of course, with federal assistance at 30% if you install solar yourself, then that was certainly a big incentive for me to get interested and to put a deadline on my interest. So we've grown, we've done that. We did phase one in 2017, and then this past year we've been working on these panels, the trackers, phase two. And what I want to do is a series of videos to show you what goes into this project. This is, by and large, I've done everything myself. So I want to show you what goes into this. And then I also want to let you know what motivated me. So if you're motivated by the similar kind of thing, this might be something that you enjoy. So first off, it's an investment. So first off, it's an investment. I want to make money. I don't need to make the get rich quick money, but I wanted to make kind of safe stock market money. So a good 5-6% return, better than a savings account, not as good as some risky things. So that was the first thing. First thing, make some money. Second thing, and hey, as hobbies go, if your hobby pays for itself, that's a good thing. Second is to be green. Hey, the planet, we need to quit using so much CO2. I love my car and I'm not going to quit driving it. So what can I do for the planet? Well, I can use the sun's energy and power my house with it. And how cool is that? And then third, I always like a good technical challenge and a good hobby. And so I've done some other projects, and this was kind of a great next stage project. I got a chance to work on mechanical stuff. I got to dig holes in the ground. I got to run a bunch of electrical wires. I got to figure out some automation. I got to do some C++ programming. I got to figure out all sorts of celestial stuff about how the sun moves through the sky, and it's a lot more complicated than you think. And in the end, I got $167 back last month, so that's not bad. These videos that I'm doing, we're now kind of at the end of the project. Coronavirus is ravaging the place. But we've been shooting these videos and taking pictures all through here. So what you're not going to see is a chronological video. What you are going to see is a video that is videos that are organized and arranged to help someone who's interested in taking on this project to learn and focus in on what those specific tasks are. This project may be too big for some people, but the ground mounted and the roof mounted may be just right for others. So hopefully there's a little something for everybody, and hopefully you enjoy following me through the journey, even if it goes back and forward in time. Okay, so the dog had stage fright. As soon as he was being introduced, he started to throw up for the first time ever. He's much better now. So the videos, my voice is exciting, I'm sure, for most people. But if you get bored, we've got some dog running around Spice that you can enjoy in the background. And so this dog is named PJ, and the other dog that you're going to see in the videos is not ours, it's the neighbor's, and that dog is named Stella. So, I said the name, and the ears perked up. So you'll see the dogs in the videos, and I hope that you enjoy them. Okay, so there's three types of installations. The first type is roof mounted. You want to pan over there? Roof mount, you start with, I needed to make sure that the roof was capable of lasting as long as the solar panels, so I replaced a shingle roof with metal, and then installed footers and rails, and then the solar panels went onto the rails, and then put all the electrical hardware and ran the system down into the barn, and the inverter is in the barn. The result is a 4 kilowatt system mounted on the roof. Next, we have ground mounted. The ground mounted starts with your basic 4x4s in the ground, spaced appropriately for the number of panels that you need. On top of that, you put a fairly simple frame structure made of aluminum, and then on top of those frames you mount your panels and then do all your wiring, and then this is what 2 kilowatts looks like. The third type are the trackers, and these trackers are pole mounted. And so the thing about mounting them on the pole is that gives you a single point where they're mounted, so that you can then rotate them around that point. These panels rotate in 2 axes, north-south and then east-west, and then that allows them to track the location of the sun throughout the day and throughout the year. And so the basic system here is that first you have to put a pipe in the ground, which is much more significant than with the ground-mounted panels. And then on top of the pipe, there's a mechanism which handles your rotation. So we'll call that the solar mechanism. And then on top of the mechanism goes the frame. And then there's electrical automation and actuators that drive the system so that it moves through the day and night. And so we'll talk about each of these phases of this system. Okay, so big question. What's it all worth? How much are you going to make with all this? And that's a very complicated question, and we're going to get into the details in one of the later videos after you see all the things that we're doing. First, it's important to understand the relationship I have with my electric company, because every electric company, or not every electric company, but electric companies are different all around the country. Some places are really incentivizing you to use solar power. In the UK, they buy it from you at retail, even if you use it. I don't fully understand all those systems. There's other places where you're not allowed to contribute to the network. I think in Phoenix, I've heard you can't feed power back to the grid. They don't want it. Everybody has solar. So here where we are in central Indiana, the REMC that I'm with, Rural Electric Organization, they will buy power from me and pay me wholesale, 5 cents-ish a kilowatt hour, and then they'll sell me power just like they always do at 11 cents a kilowatt hour. So fairly inexpensive power, and not getting a lot for when I sell it, but I'm getting money when I buy it. How much did you buy and how much did you sell? Well, if the sun is out right now and we're standing outside, not really in the house, we're probably generating power. If 5 minutes later the clouds come over and we turn on all the appliances, we're buying power. And the meter is just a standard meter, and it counts how much power went this way and how much power went this way. And at the end of the month, the electric company gives me credit. So that's the basic financial relationship that we're working with. In order to try to answer the question simply, because you really want a simple answer, what's it worth? You know, over time, we may cut down a tree or two. There may be a maintenance cost. So the numbers are a little bit soft. If we can improve performance by doing certain things, we'll try to do that. If we come into some unexpected costs, that might happen as well. Basically, the answer to your question is, how long is it going to take to pay back? And from 2017, when we did phase 1, through the installation of what we've just almost completed now, it'll take 13 years from 2017. So by 2030, we'll have made our investment back. Of course, the federal government gave us some tax credits along the way, so that was worth 30%.
and now it'll take 13 years from the start to get back the other 60%. Now, whew, that sounds like a long time. Why would you want to do it? Well, the next 12 years after 2030, we double our money. And then solar panels are supposed to last 50, 60 years. Their performance degrades 1% per year, maybe, but they last for a very, very long time. So it's quite possible that with some investment, with some maintenance costs over time, these panels could be here for 50 or 60 years generating electricity. We are now generating more electricity than we use, but we're not generating it at the same time we use it, so our bill hasn't been zero yet. The most I've gotten back in a single month was last month, and with these things and me coming out every hour and adjusting them, we got $167. The lowest I've ever gotten is December of each year. It's pretty low because these trees are in the way, and I haven't had this tracker up. So the lowest I've got is $14, but I expect now that we've added these panels and moved these ground panels, I expect that the minimum we'll see in December is about $60. So somewhere between 60 and maybe as high as 150. We got 167 last month, really good month. That's how much money we're getting back. So we'll have a series of about 12 videos. They will take us through each of the systems after we cover some of the basics of solar power, and then at the back end we'll get into more detail on what the costs are and what the payback is. Thank you very much.